Hello everybody. Been forever since I've done a video, but it's winter time, weather's nasty, just haven't been doing anything interesting. But today we're going to do a quick one here on the 92 Eclipse. My back brake pads are starting to scream pretty good. So I'm going to take the wheel off and check the pads. I realize this is elementary work and most people probably know how to do this, but somebody might not. So it might help somebody. We'll make a quick video, and y'all know I'm still among the living. So anyways, it's the back pads on this car. I've narrowed it down by ear. So to start, what we're going to do, on my rims, I've got this Phillips screw here. It has to come out for the center cap. So I'm going to pull that off first, and this cap will come right off. Okay, now I've got the center cap off, and as you can see, lug nuts. They are a size 13/16. Don't think my camera's going to focus on the socket, but your car will probably be different. This one is 13/16. So I got my breaker bar, short extension, my 13/16 socket. Throw it on one. The breaker bar. This is the handle off my jack for a little bit of extra leverage. Just crack it loose. That's all you want to do is crack it loose. Go around all of them and crack them loose. Don't jack up the car yet. If you jack up the car, the wheel will spin and it will make your day miserable. Okay, now that the lug nuts are loose, I'm going to jack up the car. They're just cracked loose. They're not completely loose. If you look real close, there's that piece that sticks down there. That's the jacking point on this car. And I went ahead and I took the center cap and the lug nuts off this side too, because I suspect my pads aren't bad. I suspect they're just dirty. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. So right now, jack her up. Oh no, I'm out of jack. Haha, I won't run out of jack this time. Okay now, tires off the ground, so we can go ahead and go over here and run the lug nuts off. Okay, I've went ahead and ran my lug nuts off the rest of the way. They're over there in the floor. I went ahead and pulled the wheel off. It's laying over here. If your wheel happens to stick to your rim, just take your foot, kick it a couple of times, and it'll come off. These aluminum rims, sometimes they like to stick to this hub surface. So, on to checking the pads. Let's see what they look like. Let me shed some light in here and see what we can see. And of course, the phone is not going to want to show you much. Let's see if I can get this to kind of hang. Can't really see a whole lot. The lighting is horrible and I apologize. I may just have to file 13 this video if I can't figure out. Okay, that ain't too bad. No. Now getting in here with the light. If you look on the left corner of your screen, you can just barely see it. Yeah, I think you can see it now. Right here is your brake, the metal piece of your brake pad. And right in here is your lining. As you can see, there's a lot of lining left here. Now I'll need to do the same thing for the inside pad to check it, but I doubt I'll be able to get it on camera. Okay, I think I can get the back pad on camera. Let me try here. You got a little porthole in the back of your caliper, right there. If I can get the light in it. Okay, right there, if you look in that porthole, you'll see the rotor in the center. Then you'll see a little notch. That's the notch in the brake pads. So if you look right there, I have plenty of pad left on this car. As I suspected, the pads are just dirty. So, we'll get this lovely brake parts cleaner out, and we'll shoot it full of brake parts cleaner. That should stop my squeak. I've had to do this before on this car. This car has carbon metallic pads on it, and if they get dirty, they squeak. So give her a squirt, get the pads good and wet. And the same thing on the back side, which I'm not going to show that. You get the idea. But just drench your pads in that stuff. Okay, now I've sprayed my pads down. I'll put my wheel back on. I probably won't be able to do this one-handed, but we'll give you an idea. I'm sure everybody knows how to do this. This is rim you got to be careful with because it has more than one pattern on it. Makes it a little bit more complicated. But just line up the lugs and set it on. Now start your lugs by hand and snug them down by hand. See, there's my hand working. Let's do that for all of them. Okay, now I have all of my lug nuts snugged down, not torqued yet. I'll torque it once I put the car back on the ground. That way the wheel won't spin. I'm going to go ahead and finish pulling the other side and shoot it with cleaner. Hopefully get rid of my squealing brakes. I'm not going to put that on camera. We'll come back and show you the rest of this side. Okay, I've got the other side shot with cleaner. So it's time to put the car back on the ground. Lug nuts are snugged. So let's put it back on the ground. It's a really handy jack, by the way. So let's torque our lug nuts. I recommend everyone get a torque wrench if you're going to be doing any sort of work on a vehicle. This is a $9 special from Harbor Freight. Well worth the money. But we're going to torque our lug nuts to approximately 100 foot-pounds. Since the car is back on the ground, the wheels will not spin. So, to use one of these torque wrenches, you just put it on there, push on it till she clicks. That's it. Go through all your lug nuts in a star pattern, and you're good to go. Now the wheel's torqued and good. Now my lug nuts are torqued down. So we just got to line up that little screw hole with that screw right there in the center cap. Which is, of course, a pain in the butt to do when someone's watching. Get your screw started by hand. And I recommend putting some anti-seize on these screws if you don't take your wheels off often. They will seize up on you. There we go, now it's started. Get your screwdriver out. Screw her on in. These screws are a mile long. As you can tell, someone's had an oops with these screws. They have washers now. Don't over torque these. As you can see, you will crack the plastic. About every time I've had this car serviced, it's come back with the center caps way too tight and cracked. So just enough to hold it steady so it don't fall off going down the road, as you can see. Now this is good to go. Thanks for watching. More to come later. Hopefully it won't be another 4 months before I have time to make another video.